Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This is your Payback WWE pay-per-view for the month of May. And the 2014 Payback kickoff pre-show opens up with the fans piling into the Rosemont Arena outside of Chicago, Illinois. Josh Matthews welcomes us. He's joined in by Booker T, Kofi Kingston, and Alex Riley. They hype the pay-per-view. And the Hornswoggle versus El Torito pre-show match as Kofi walks in and says he wants to see a bald Hornswoggle. Booker wants to see Torito in, and Matthews talks about the Shield versus Evolution as we get a look back at the contract signing for Raw, all the video footage, and Booker says that the Shield isn't backing down from for one moment. Then we see Hornswoggle and 3MB backstage warming up before getting hyped for Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. Then we get a video of Daniel Bryan and Stephanie McMahon. Byron Saxton is backstage with Nikki Bella. She hasn't spoke to Brie or Daniel Bryan much for the past week. She says her sister loves being a pro wrestler and she's not sure why or what Bryan is doing going to do tonight for his decision. Booker says the best thing for Bryan is for Brie to be fired. Well, and then we get the match of the pre-show, mask versus hair match, El Torito versus Hornswoggle. We go to the ring and you can definitely hear the CM Punk chant here tonight, and they're hoping that CM Punk is there, but no apparent showing. Michael Cole, JBL, and Jerry Lawler on commentary, and the music fits, and out comes the Los Matadors with El Torito. There's a barber chair and some supplies at ringside. Torito was dressed as a Michael Jordan number 23 jersey, Chicago Bull tonight, and 3MB is out next with Hornswoggle. Torito has had his tail reattached, so it looks like. Hornswoggle talks trash and nails a big right hand to start the match. Torito comes back and Hornswoggle misses with some punches. Fans want tables. Torito gets a shoulder block. Torito with a drop kick. They counter each other's whips. And Torito gets Hornswoggle on his shoulders and spins him around. They're both dizzy and bump heads before falling down. They start the 10 count as Hornswoggle gets back up and misses the splash. And is still dizzy from that. And Torito drops Hornswoggle with a heel kick in a few 2 counts. Hornswoggle comes back and drops Torito for a 2 count. Hornswoggle argues with the referee because he thought it was a slow count. And Torito goes after Hornswoggle from the back and sends him to the floor. Heath Slater threatens to cut off Torito's horn. And Torito and Slater end up under the ring together. Wow, what are they doing? Making out? Slater comes out running and Torito is chasing him with some cheers. This all leads to Hornswoggle knocking Torito off the apron. Hornswoggle misses a moonsault. Slater gets on the apron, but one of the Matadors pull him down. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre also got taken out by the Matadors. The other Matador takes Slater out with a big leap from the top. And Drew runs the ropes, leaps out, and takes everyone out. Hornswoggle runs the ropes and dives onto everyone following that. And Drew is still limping a little bit from this as he got supposedly an injury from Monday night on their match from the past Monday Night Raw. Slater goes to the apron and to jump off of Torito, nails him with a head scissor, sending Slater out onto everyone else at ringside. Hornswoggle comes back in, but gets sent into the turnbuckle. Torito with a bull buster in the corner, and Hornswoggle catches Torito and nails a sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count. Hornswoggle tries to get back up, and as he's taking the mask off, Torito has another one under it. Torito nails a springboard moonsault for the win. Winner of the match, El Torito. After the match, Hornswoggle throws a fit. He still thinks he won because he has the mask in hand. Hornswoggle climbs up in the barber chair and isn't happy. Torito starts cutting his hair. Torito starts shaving his bald head. One of the Matadors covers Hornswoggle in shaving cream and shaving and the shaving of his head continues. We go back to the panel. They reveal that Ryback and Curtis Axel versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust has been added to the card tonight. So that's only one added card. One added match. Then we go backstage and we get Brotherhood. Cody says he's been the problem lately. This is the arena that the Brotherhood was born in, and this is the arena that they're back. He says more CM Punk chants come from the crowd. Booker reveals that Kofi also will be facing Bo Dallas tonight, also in the pay-per-view. But you'll have to wait to see what happens next. Kofi says he's got his gear and he's ready to go anyways. Then we see Sheamus backstage walking, and that's it for the pre-show. So we're guessing that Sheamus is the first match of the pay-per-view. And the 2014 Payback pay-per-view kicks off with a video package for tonight's matches. I missed the first hour of this, going back and forth between links because they kept on buffering and what have you. On the site, I ended up going back to my old faithfully on my old computer, ringsidenews.com video chat. And we're live from the Allstate Arena as Michael Cole welcomes us to Payback. And we get the United States title match. Cesaro versus Sheamus. We go to the ring. Out first comes Sheamus to mix reactions. The announcer shows us a recap of how this match came about. Paul Heyman was out next to a mostly positive reaction. Heyman introduces himself and says that he's here to advocate for a Paul Heyman guy. CM Punk chants start up again. Heyman says he's not here tonight. He's over at the United Center watching the Blackhawks. This gets a pop, watching the Blackhawks get their streak broken by the LA Kings, and Heyman says this gets boos. Heyman tells Brock Lesnar ending the streak next, and then Heyman knocks Sheamus and brings out who he calls as the next United States champion, Cesaro. Oh, by the way, CM Punk had a bet with the mascot that if Blackhawks lose, he will wear the other team's jersey at the arena. The bell rang and Sheamus immediately unloads on Cesaro. Cesaro countered a hold and dropped Sheamus on his head. Cesaro with offense and a big uppercut in the corner. Cesaro is told to back off in the corner. Sheamus turns it around and kicks Cesaro in the back. Sheamus with a scoop slam and then dodges an elbow drop and nails a big boot. Cesaro gets a running uppercut in the corner and Sheamus with more offense. And Cesaro counters with an uppercut, but the next one's blocked. Sheamus then tosses Cesaro over the top rope, but he hangs on. Sheamus hits the forearms to the chest. Sheamus with a second set of forearms to the chest. And they go to the floor. Sheamus tosses Cesaro into the barrier, and then Sheamus brings it back in the ring. Sheamus goes for the riding ram, but Cesaro meets him with an uppercut for himself. Sheamus flies out to the floor. Cesaro ends up hitting a huge suplex on the apron. Cesaro gets a 2 count for that, and then Cesaro with a big power bomb and stomp for a 2 count. Then Cesaro with a running uppercut in the corner, and then another. Sheamus catches Cesaro with an Irish curse backbreaker for 2 count. Sheamus with stomps in the corner, and Sheamus with the clothesline. Sheamus goes up to the second rope with a big knee drop. Sheamus goes back to the second rope with another knee drop and goes for a third and nails it for a 2 count. Then Sheamus runs into an elbow. Cesaro comes back with nails a second rope uppercut for a 2 count. Cesaro runs into a big boot and then another. Sheamus goes to the top but lands on his feet. Cesaro ducks a clothesline and nails a big uppercut in the air for a 2 count. Cesaro slaps him. Sheamus fires back and slams him for a 2 count, but then Sheamus calls for a roll kick and fans boo. Cesaro sidesteps it and nails a German suplex for a 2 count. Sheamus blocks the neutralizer and nails White Noise for another 2 count. Sheamus goes for the cloverleaf, but Cesaro kicks him away. Cesaro gets an elbow and then comes off the second rope, but Sheamus caught him and locked him in the cloverleaf. Cesaro makes it to the bottom rope and broke the hold. More back and forth action as Cesaro gets a big slam from his shoulders for a 2 count. Cesaro goes for the Cesaro swing and nails it. Goes for about 20 spins and nails it as fans count while he spins. Sheamus comes right back with a roll up out of nowhere for the win. Surprise! After the match, Heyman holds Cesaro back from going after Sheamus, who is all smiles. Sheamus poses with the title on the stage as Heyman and Cesaro look on. Ryback versus the Rose Brothers was up next. We come back from a network commercial, and out comes Cody and Goldust. As the internet feed was coming back in at that time, Ryback and Curtis Axel were out next. And it fades to back to black again. And Goldust and Axel start things off. Fans start chanting for the Blackhawks. And apparently somebody's got it on their cell phone watching the game or something. Goldust with an early inverted atomic drop and more offense. Goldust with an arm drag and then tag to Cody for a bit of double teaming. Axel fights off. Cody tags in. Ryback. Ryback beats Cody down. Cody dodges the clothesline but counters again. And drop kicks Ryback. Goldust comes back in for some double teaming on Ryback for a 1 count. Ryback took Goldust to the corner and Axel tags in for some double teaming. Axel with a big running knee to the head for a 2 count. More Blackhawks chant. And Axel works on Goldust in the corner. Axel tags in Ryback for some double teaming as Ryback drops an elbow from the second rope and tags in Axel, who does the same for a 2 count. And later tags Ryback for some more double teaming. Ryback works on Goldust's arm. Ryback with a suplex and a pair of 2 counts. Ryback gets a scoop slam. Goes for another, but is countered with a small package for a 2 count by Goldust. Ryback with some more offense in the corner. Goldust with a handspring elbow out of the corner. Axel tags back in and stops the tag from the Gold Brothers. Rose Brothers. Axel runs into a big boot. Goldust with another kick and a takedown. Ryback and Cody tag in. Cody does the clothesline and knocks Axel off the apron. Cody goes to work on Ryback as Ryback sends him to the apron. But Cody springboards in with a missile drop kick. Axel comes in. But Cody drop kicks him in midair. Cody goes to the top and botches a moonsault into Ryback and Axel. 2 count by Ryback. Ryback catches a disaster kick and power bombs Cody into Goldust. Ryback nails the meat hook clothesline on Cody, but Goldust barely saves it. Axel comes back in. Goldust power slams him. Ryback tosses Goldust to the floor. Cody rolls Ryback up for a 2 count. Cody nails crossroads on Ryback, but Axel saved it. And Cody jumped Axel to the floor. Ryback blocked another disaster kick and hit Cell Shock for the win. After the match, Ryback and Axel stumble up the ramp as we go to replays. Cody just sits in the ring and doesn't look happy. Goldust tries to talk to him. Cody takes the mic and tells Goldust he needs a better tag team partner than him. Cody drops the mic and walks out of the ring. Goldust shakes his head no. Well, I guess that's the end of the Rose Brothers. And next up we got Rusev versus Big E. We come back to the arena and out comes Lana to the stage introducing that America is pathetic. She says the entire world laughs at us, but nobody laughs at Russia. She praises the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, and shows him on the big screen again every time that they do this. Lana says we will bow down and respect him. Justin Roberts finishes the introduction of Rusev, and out comes waving the Russian flag. And then Big E was out next to a decent pop, and he's waving the American flag. They charge and duck each other as the bell rings. They bat back in the middle of the ring and unload on each other. Rusev beats Big E back in the corner. Big E comes out fighting and beats Rusev into the corner. Fans chant USA. Rusev ducks and throws Big E on his head. Rusev beat with a big kick to the head. Rusev with forearms to the back. Rusev with a big splash in the corner. And Big E blocks another charge and slams Rusev on his head. Rusev goes down and Lana yells at him to get up. Big E runs and spears Rusev from the apron to the floor. They both go down on the outside. Big E brings Rusev back in the ring for a 2 count. But Big E ends up running into a huge kick out of nowhere and going down Rusev gets hyped up. Lana tells him to crush him as Rusev stomps on Big E's back and applies the accolade for the win in about a 3-minute, 36-second match. After the bell, the referee tries to break the hold, but Rusev won't let go. He finally lets go as Lana enters the ring and it instructs him to. They pose together as we go to replays. Rusev poses with the Russian flag as we go to more network commercials. Then we see Daniel Bryan and Bree backstage talking. Next up, we got Kofi versus Bo Dallas. Well, momentarily, as both of them in the ring, finally, Bo cuts a promo and rips the Black Hawk, saying that they will lose their match tonight. The bell rings, out comes Kane to the interruption. Kane hits the ring and Bo leaves. Not Bo leave. He just leaves. Bo leaves. Kane unloads on Kofi and takes him to the floor. Before bringing him back in, Kane nails a choke slam and a tombstone on Kofi, leaving him in the middle of the ring. Kane makes the ring explode as Bo looks on from a safe spot outside the ring. Kane heads to the back as the referee checks on Kofi, but there was no bell to this match even starting. The referee calls for the other official to come check on Kofi. Bo enters the ring with a microphone. He thinks he's won the match. He tells Kofi not to worry because he will be back on his feet on time and better than ever. Bo says all Kofi and the fans have to do is Bo leave. Bo actually gets a small chat going. This music hits and that's it. And we get a look back at the pre-show match from the haircutting of Hornswoggle. And next up we got Intercontinental title match. RVD versus B&B. Then we go to the ring. Out first comes Rob Van Dam to a nice pop. IC champion Bad News Barrett was out next. He's got bad news for the people who want to see RVD leave with the title. He says someone needs to put RVD down, and tonight the Bullhammer will send RVD out on a permanent vacation. Well, this match was completely out. Didn't get to see none of this match. It just froze, and I had to find another link for that, so I didn't get that's why I'm having to go to dirt sheets and get the full results. Well, we got lots of back and forth action to start the match. There's a lot of dueling chants from the crowd. RVD with a spin kick for a 2 count. Barrett runs into an elbow. RVD nails a thrust kick for a 2. Barrett turns it around in the corner and hits a swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. RVD with a counter. He sends Barrett to the floor and kicks him into the barrier. RVD sends Barrett into the barrier and tosses him over it. Barrett lands on a section of about five empty seats in the front row. RVD leaps from the apron with a big kick to Barrett on the barrier. Fans chant ECW now as RVD brings him back in the ring with a springboard moonsault for a 2. RVD with more offense as Barrett turns around in the corner with a huge kick to the gut. Barrett sends RVD from the apron into the barrier with a big boot. Barrett comes out with an elbow to the heart. RVD makes it back in and the gets it at the 8 count, just before we counted out. And Barrett goes back to work on him. Barrett with more offense and then gets a 2 count. RVD slides out of a slam and nails a kick to the face. RVD with a pair of clotheslines. RVD with a shot in the corner, a kick to the face, and more clotheslines. RVD drops Barrett with another kick to the head. RVD drops Barrett with a super kick. And then nails Rolling Thunder. Barrett dodges a 5-star flash. And then RVD ducks the Bullhammer and scissors Barrett into a 2 count. Barrett nails wins the chains for a 2 count. They go to the floor. Barrett ends up hitting the Bullhammer into the ring post. Then they come back in the ring as RVD springboards springboards in with a DDT for a close 2 count as RVD goes for the split leg moonsault. But Barrett got his knees up and then Barrett nails the Bullhammer for the win. Then we get a video package of Stephanie McMahon and Daniel Bryan. We go back to the ring. Out comes Stephanie to booze. This part came in just for this segment here, as we think we watched the rest of the pay-per-view from here on out. She thanked everyone for the warm welcome. She says tonight is a historic night and asks if Daniel Bryan will do the right thing. which is surrender the WWE World Heavyweight title. She calls Bryan out to the ring. Bryan's music hits to a big pop, and out he comes with Bree, arm in arm. Stephanie says that she's glad Bree came out as well. She says Bryan has put he and his wife in an unfortunate predicament. She says one day, if they might conceive some weird bearded babies, he needs to think of the example he's setting right now. Stephanie asks if Bryan is going to do the right thing by his wife or be selfish. Bryan says he's going to give Stephanie a chance to do the right thing also. A big CM Punk chant starts up, and Stephanie says, see, the fans want Bryan to quit, just like CM Punk did. Stephanie says that she's tired of this. Hand over her title or Bree gets fired. Bryan says he hopes Stephanie's kids are watching so they can see their mother is a narcissistic, self-centered. Well, he couldn't say it. Well, Bree finishes off with bitch. And the crowd chants, yes, yes, yes. As Stephanie now says, she sees who has the real guts in the family now. Stephanie says Bree made a poor choice in her husband. Bree says that she and Daniel Bryan both know what needs to be done. Bryan holds up a title, and fans chant no. He looks at it. Stephanie says Bryan needs to do right by them. As Bree takes the mic and says she refuses to be a powerless victim. Bree says Stephanie doesn't control her. Stephanie says she does because she works for her. Stephanie says goes to take action on Bree, but you can't fire me because I quit. And then she yells at in Stephanie's face. Bree then slaps the heck out of Stephanie. Stephanie leaves, and of course she's wearing a dress, and it looks like she's either shit in her pants or she just wet her dress as she's leaving. And going back, her facial expression looks like she's just shit in her pants anyway. Stephanie left the ring in shock as the fans boo her. Stephanie runs up the ramp as Bryan gets the orgasm yes chant started again. Then we get a look back at the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt feud. Last man standing match was next. Justin Roberts announces the rules for this match before Bray Wyatt and Wyatt family make their way out for their entrance. The crowd pops and claps along with their theme song. Bray walks around the ring and gets hyped as the dueling chants start up. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan look on as John Cena makes his way out to mixed reaction. Well, you got all three members versus one. John Cena. The bell rings and here we go. The Wyatts surround the ring and look to be attacking Cena, but the Usos come out to join Cena. We all thought it was going to be a change to a six-man tag, but not. It's just an anything goes rules for this match for this last man standing. For those who didn't know. Oh, you better call me, bro. Okay. Well, the Usos came out in even odds, settling down, and both teams watch from ringside. They start the match, and Bray strikes early on. Dueling chants are in full effect. Bray drops Cena with a back elbow. Bray keeps control and taunted Cena as the referee counts. Cena turns it around, goes for the STF, but Bray counters and slams Cena hard. Referee counts again. Bray turns upside down in the corner for his crab walk. And Cena works back to his feet. Bray goes for a Sister Abigail, but Cena blocks it. Cena ducks a clothesline, but Bray nails him in midair. Another count by the referees as the Usos cheer on Cena. Bray then decks Cena on the apron. Referee counts for the 10 count as Cena and Bray is taunting Lawler outside the ring. Bray brings it back in and takes Cena up for a superplex as Cena fights back and headbutts Bray back down to the mat. Cena hits the top rope leg drop, and the referee counts them both. Well, I was thinking that the way that Cena landed, kind of like Hogan, with the bent knee kind of thing. Well, you land on your butt. Well, he had his foot up. Kind of looked like he tweaked it or something, because he was limping from that. Bray blocks an attitude adjustment and nails Sister Abigail. Referee started to count again. Cena got up and managed to hit an attitude adjustment again. Referee counted again. Bray got up but stands upside down again. Rowan comes in and decks Cena, but the Usos take him out. Harper comes in and clears them out. Harper is all alone in the ring with John Cena. Harper runs ropes and then dives out, taking down. Rowan comes in and decks Cena, but the Usos take him out. Harper comes in and clears them out. Harper's alone in the ring with Cena again, and Harper runs the ropes, then dives out, taking down Rowan and the Usos. Uso drops Harper, and Uso goes to the top for a corkscrew out on everyone. Well, kind of looked like Whisper in the Wind. And Cena turns around in the ring, and there's a chair, and nails him with a chair to the gut from Wyatt. Bray gets a chair shot on the back to Cena as the referee counts. Bray with another chair shot to the back. Cena ends up on the floor and the referee counts again. Cena ducks a big chair shot and Way hits the ring post with the chair. Actually threw it at the ring post. Cena grabs the chair and turns around and Cena nails him with a big chair shot to the back. Wyatt rolls to the back in the ring and the referee counts. Cena follows him up with another big chair shot to the back. Cena tosses the chair out of the ring and tells the referee to start counting. Cena goes under the ring and brings the table in. He sets it up and Wyatt decks him. Cena goes for attitude adjustment through the table, but Wyatt countered and sent Cena crashing through the table and breaks it with his own move. Cena makes it back up. Bray brings part of steel steps in, top part of it, and runs over Cena with it. Bray steps on the steps and plays Maestro. And he's doing this. Singing, got the whole world in his hands. Segment. Well, Cena's back into his feet, but Wyatt kicks him in the head as he's still on the steps. From the head, he just kicks him in the head. Wyatt swings the chair, but Cena moves and hits the steps. Cena fights back and decks Bray in the head with the steps. Wyatt rolls to the floor. Cena grabs the steps, runs across the ring with the steps, and launches the steps into Wyatt. As Wyatt puts his arms up, and Wyatt's elbow is busted open from the steps. Bray goes down hard, and the crowd pops. Referee starts counting again. Bray makes it back to his feet. Cena leaps off the apron, but Bray catches him and nails the Sister Abigail on the floor out of nowhere. Bray with a running knee to the gut. Wyatt goes down on the floor. Now as the referee counts, Cena goes to powerbomb Way on steps, but powerbomb Bray on the steps, but Bray backdropped him for a counter onto them himself. Then Bray runs and leaps off the steps, nailing a big splash on Cena on the floor. Cena barely made it to his feet. More dueling chance. Wyatt follows and beats Cena around the ring. Cena blocks a chair shot and drops Bray with an attitude adjustment on the floor. The referee starts counting. Harper and Rowan run back out as they were battling to the back earlier on, along with the Usos. Well, they rush to the floor and help Wyatt up before the 10 count. They go back in the ring and work over Cena some more. They take Cena back to the floor. Usos run out and leap onto them from the ring. Jimmy goes to leap back out, but Harper puts up a table and Uso runs right into it head first. Wyatt has apparently been down for 10 seconds, but the referee has been distracted. Rowan and Harper set up tables at ringside. One of the Usos tries to stop them, but gets dropped. Cena and Way are both back up. Rowan caught one of the Usos and goes for a fall-away slam. Uso lands on his feet and drops Rowan with a super kick to the face. And then Uso does the back splash into Rowan, sending him through a table leaned up in the front of the barrier. Harper and Uso ended up on the top rope. Harper suplexes Uso from the top rope. threw a pair of tables on the floor. A big holy shit chant broke out from the crowd. Cena looks on shocked and turns his attention back to Bray Wyatt. Cena goes for an adjustment on the floor, but Bray countered. Bray runs and sends them both crashing through the timekeepers area. They both get up at the seven count as Bray and Cena fight out into the crowd and towards the stage and the production area. Bray tosses Cena over some of the protection boxes and pyro on the stage. As an explosion goes off, apparently he threw Cena into pyro controls. And I knew at one point there was a monitor, or like a TV show there. Somebody was going to go through that table, through that TV. But wait and see what happens later on in the show. Cena fought Bray back on the top of the production case. Cena nailed an attitude adjustment from one of the cases, sending Bray crashing through another case. And then Cena gets off of that case. And this case is kind of like the casket that Undertaker brings out for his double deep, double wide type of thing, as they were so easy to break, even as they were easier to break than a table. Well, again, Cena tipped the bigger production box on the one Bray crashed through. Well, if you want to know, referee counted as Bray apparently has no way to get up. Plus, Cena is standing on the second production box on the top of him, and he gets a win. Didn't Cena and Batista have some type of last man standing before? When Batista was MacGyverism taped to the turnbuckle, as he couldn't get up because of the duct tape. Well, after the win, Cena walked over to the stage and holds up his never give up sweatband. Cena runs back down to ringside and helps the Usos up and to the back. As we go to replays, the Usos and Cena pose on the stage before going to the back. Then we got your bathroom break match of the evening, and that's Alicia Fox versus Paige for the Divas title. Well, back from network promos, and out comes Alicia Fox to the ring. We see how she earned this title shot as Divas champion Paige was out next to a decent pop. They lock up and go at it. Paige ends up on the floor. She takes a lot of defensive action, comes right back in. Paige gets a knees to the back. Paige with knees to the head. Paige suplexes Alicia in from the apron, as this is her offense. Covers for a 2 count. Paige with more offense in the corner. Alicia goes to the floor, and this is her comeback for an apparent breather as Alicia trips Paige on the apron. Part of the crowd sings Adam Rose's theme song. Paige messes with a few fans, but Paige rams her back into the barrier. Paige goes for a move on the steps, but Alicia tosses her off of them and into the barrier. And this is where Alicia's offense takes control of the match. Alicia brought it back in the ring for a 2 count, slammed Paige's face into the mat a few times. Alicia with a suplex into a pin attempt for a 2 count. Alicia kept control and nails the backbreaker. Alicia holds Paige over her knee and stretches her. I thought she was going to put her on her stomach and give her a spanking. Alicia doesn't do that and tosses Paige back to the floor. Paige comes back in and makes a short comeback with a clothesline. Paige got fired up and runs into a knee. Paige with a running back elbow. And then Paige brought Alicia back in on the mat from the top rope, and Paige gets the Scorpion crosslock applied for the win. After the match, Paige goes to ringside to celebrate as Alicia recovers in the ring. As Alicia sits up and starts throwing a fit. This one isn't as bad as the others. The Storm, she storms off to the back. And just as a friend of mine says, Alicia Fox is thirsty. Well, she does her little drink thing. She got a drink. They had a lid on it. It was empty. And kind of pulled her. No holds barred elimination match was up next. The Shield versus Evolution. The match that everybody's been waiting for. We go to the ring. Out first comes Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H. Evolution. Then we got Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose out next through the crowd for their entrance. Bell rings and everyone starts brawling. Well, apparently it's every man for himself in the ring. Doesn't have to be anywhere. Elimination match. Of course, Ambrose and Orton start things off. Rollins and Triple H are battling. Batista and Reigns are battling. Reigns and Batista fall out to the floor. They tumble over the barrier and into the crowd. Triple H decks Rollins in the ring. Orton and Ambrose are also in the crowd. Rollins sends Triple H to the floor. Rollins sends Triple H over the barrier, and now everyone is out in the crowd. Rollins leaps off the barrier and onto Triple H. Well, they should have just got autographs as they were going. Also knocking a fan back in his chair. Ambrose and Orton have brawled back in front of the announcers table now. Batista and Reigns have also fought back to ringside. Batista gets sent hard into the steps. Everyone makes it back into the ring as we get the match back to regular tag team action. Reigns and Batista are the legal men. Rollins tags in for a bit of double teaming. Rollins keeps the attack on Batista but beats him down in the corner. Batista counters and sends Rollins hard into the corner for a 2 count. Orton tags in and keeps control of Rollins. Rollins ducks a clothesline and nails a drop kick on Orton for a 2 count. Ambrose tags in and they hit a double suplex on Orton. More double teaming on Orton as Ambrose gets stomped to the midsection. Ambrose with a submission. Ambrose gets a 2 count. Reigns tags in for some double teaming on Orton. Orton fights back and tags in Batista. Reigns runs over him with a clothesline. Reigns drops an elbow for a 2 count. Reigns with a headbutt. Ambrose tags back in. Batista catches him with a big spine buster for a 2 count. Triple H comes in and works over Ambrose. Ambrose counters and tags in Reigns for a big pop. Reigns and Triple H stare each other down. They lock up and Reigns drops Triple H with a big shoulder. Triple H gets a kick to the gut and some more shots. Reigns with a big backdrop and another clothesline. Reigns works on Triple H's arm now as Ambrose tags back in and they keep Triple H down. Ambrose gets a shoulder thrust in the corner and another tag to Rollins. Rollins with a big splash on Triple H. Rollins with trio of suplexes for a 2 count. Ambrose comes back in for some more double teaming on Triple H. Ambrose with a nasty backsplash in the corner and another 2 count on Triple H. Ambrose comes off the top, but Triple H catches him. Batista tags in and sends Ambrose flying into a fan barrier. Batista stomps away on Ambrose to the floor. Batista drops Ambrose over the barrier and brings him back in the ring as Boo-Tista chant breaks out. No, it's not Boo-Tista, it's Blue-Tista. Because he's wearing baby blue tights. Combination baby blue, a little bit darker blue boots. And then there's even a hashtag I think was on the thing. The announcer would say, you can hashtag Blue-Tista or Smurf-Tista, whichever. Okay, well, as the chant breaks out, Batista with a boot to the head. Triple H comes over and they double team Ambrose on the apron. Batista with a 2 count. Orton tags back in and keeps Ambrose down. Ambrose fights back, but Orton slams his head into the mat for a 2 count. Orton will stop to the gut. Triple H tags back in and keeps up the attack on Ambrose until Triple H gets sent over the top and lands hard on the floor. Triple H comes back in and stomps Ambrose from tagging. Triple H with a jawbreaker. Ambrose tires right back with a big clothesline. Reigns and Batista come in. Reigns decks Orton and Batista. And Batista as Reigns unloads on Batista and nails a big clothesline in the corner. Reigns takes out Orton on Triple H. Reigns goes outside and runs around the ring, nailing the apron drop kick to Batista's head. Reigns with a Superman punch on Batista. Reigns covers, but Orton breaks the pin at 2 count. A big brawl breaks out again. Triple H and Ambrose go to the floor. Rollins follows. Triple H sends Rollins into the barrier and over it. Back into the crowd. Ambrose also goes down. Triple H and Rollins brawl into the same area as they were in earlier that I was talking about with Cena winning the match in that production area. Well, Ambrose and Orton also fight to the crowd. Rollins leads off the production case, but Triple H knocks him out of midair and hits the TV. At ringside, Reigns lays out Batista. As Seth Rollins is still selling the TV shot, Reigns takes apart the Spanish announcer's table, but Orton hits him from behind. Triple H sends Reigns into the steel steps. Orton continues taking apart the Spanish announce table. As Triple H takes apart the main announce table, and all of the Shield is down in various parts of the arena. Evolution takes Reigns at ringside and hits the triple powerbomb through the Spanish announce table. Evolution poses at ringside and mocks the Shield. They don't go for a pinfall. Ambrose comes back in out of nowhere and takes them all out. Rollins appears next, leads onto them. Ambrose and Rollins beat down Evolution. Batista sends Rollins into the barrier for a counter, and Triple H sends Ambrose into the barrier. Evolution takes back control and beats Ambrose and Rollins up towards the entrance area. Reigns is still down at ringside. Triple H with steel chair shots for Ambrose and Rollins as Orton backdrops Ambrose on the top of a chair that's been set up. Triple H drops a chair flat on the ground and drops Rollins on top of it with a pedigree. Then we see Reigns is rolled back in the ring. Evolution sees this, and all three of them head back to the ring to surround him. Batista enters while Orton and Triple H watch for the apron. Batista nails a spine buster on Reigns. Orton stomps on it. Orton and Triple H rip Reigns' vest off, and Batista brings the partner steel steps in. Orton slides some kendo sticks in, and Triple H slams Reigns' face on the steps. Another shot from Orton. Triple H holds Reigns down over the steps as Orton and Batista are now beating him on the back with a kendo stick. Triple H gets in some shots also. And then they whip Reigns repeatedly in the back with more kendo shots. Fans boo Evolution some more as Orton brings another chair in. Reigns with a Superman punch on Orton, but he gets beat right back down. More chair shots from Reigns as he rolls back out of the ring. Triple H beats Reigns up the entrance with a chair shot. Ambrose attacks Evolution, but they beat him down. Orton drops Ambrose on the concrete with draping DDT from a piece of the set. That's more like on the stage. Suddenly we see Rollins on the top of the set. This is the moment of the match. He leaps down and splashes onto all three members of Evolution, taking them all out. Rollins crawls back to the ring as Evolution follows, also crawling. Batista hits the ring and runs into a big boot. Reigns comes off the second rope, but Batista spears him in midair. Batista goes for a Batista bomb, but Rollins counters back onto his feet. Kind of like a back body drop, but it just float over. Reigns comes back in and spears Batista. Rollins covers for the pin. So apparently Batista is eliminated. Well, the fans sing goodbye, la na 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 na, hey goodbye to Batista. Orton drops Rollins into an RKO, but Reigns broke up the pin. Orton goes for a jumping DDT on Reigns, but Ambrose stops him with a steel chair to the back. Ambrose drops Orton onto a steel chair with dirty deeds for the pin. Orton is eliminated, but Triple H hits a low blow on Ambrose. Reigns nails a Superman punch on Triple H, breaking up the pedigree attempt. Batista comes back in after being eliminated and spears Roman. Fans boo that. And we also see Orton coming back in, brings a sledgehammer back to Triple H. Triple H decks Ambrose with a sledgehammer. Triple H waits, but Rollins leads off the top and staggers him. Reigns nails a spear on Triple H for the win. Winners of the match, the Shield. And they stay in WWE as a team. After the match, the Shield works to get back to their feet, and they're struggling. You go to replays. Reigns puts a boot on Triple H's chest, and the Shield stands over him as Payback goes off the air. And then the feed stayed with that and goes to the network with the post show opening up with the panel, and then we see the Shield celebrating in the ring. We go to ringside, and they rally the crowd from the top of the announcer's table. The panel talks more about the Shield's clean sweep. And we get press conference video of Hornswoggle and his messed up haircut. Hornswoggle rips the guy asking questions and says he's still a star. He's still a movie star, but his hair was all he had, and now he's nothing. Hornswoggle then says this is done and walks out on the presser. And the panel talks about Cena and Wyatt now. Up next is the Cena post-match press conference. Cena says he's the most controversial guy. He says tonight was one of those nights where you had to do what you had to do. Cena was asked if he can put Bray Wyatt in a rear view now. Cena admitted Bray is a bona fide superstar. He says Bray has a bright championship future in WWE, but hopes he learned tonight that he needs to stay humble. Cena says he earned his victory and Bray earned his defeat. Cena believes he and Bray will see each other again. Cena doesn't agree with Bray, but has respect for him and hopes Bray feels the same. We go back to the panel and we go to the Shields post-match conference. Ambrose has his head down on the table. Rollins says it was war. He says that they have a game plan, but it's always just about surviving. Ambrose says the biggest difference between them and the Shield is that the Shield doesn't care. Reigns says that everything on his body hurts. He says pain is temporary, but their pride and honor is forever. And we're going to look back at the match as we go back to commercial. Then we get replays from the show as Bo Dallas is in the back for his post-match press conference. He says he really wanted to compete. He's still undefeated. Also, he says he's hoping to get a chance to face Kofi. Bo says he has somewhere to be and tells everyone to keep Bo leaving. We get a look back at Sheamus defeating Cesaro. We see Heyman in their post-match conference. Ranting about Sheamus using a small package to win, Heyman says Sheamus should be ashamed of himself. Well, that's the mind game plan of being a professional wrestler. As if you didn't know, Heyman. Well, you better call me, bro. Heyman says Cesaro outfought Sheamus, and Sheamus resorted to using a wrestling hold in a fight. We're going to look back at the segment with Bree, Brian, and Stephanie. And then we hear Alicia Fox come over the headset, and she's asking why she wasn't invited to this party. She's hijacked in the post-match press conference area and demands that they ask her some questions, but she's cut. She cuts them from all off before they can even ask her anything. Alicia ends up flipping the table and storming out. And then Josh Mackey thanks us for watching the post show, and that was it. Well, earlier this morning, NXT Tag Team Champions The Ascension continued to tweet about coming and heading to beyond the WWE's main roster. Victor from The Ascension tweeted the following from last night after the pay-per-view went off the air, defeating the Shield, defeating Evolution. The Shield survives through the chaos. Rest up, Hounds of Justice, for chaos attracts more chaos. Hashtag WWE Payback. WWE has removed Brie Bella from the roster, apparently, to continue with the storyline for Payback, where she had quit. She's still listed for some live events, so she's not gone from WWE, as she still has signings in the next few months. And also on the pay-per-view, as I was telling you earlier, a hashtag Blue Tista was trending on Twitter and even mentioned by the announcers, as Batista tweeted the following himself after the pay-per-view went off the air about fans making fun of his blue ring gear today. Quote, 6 guys go to war and beat the shit out of each other, and what do genius smarts walk away with? Questioning. And then Batista wore blue. What a loser. Hashtag dipshits. Unquote. Well, Roman Reigns also mentioned on the post show that he may have suffered a torn a torn tricep. One fan who was waiting outside the Allstate Arena for photos and possibly some autographs at the pay-per-view. After the pay-per-view was noted that Reigns was clearly in pain, even walking out to their cars and out of the building. And that I'm going to go ahead and give you the NXT tapings for this month from Florida Full Sail University, reported by Zach Zimmerman from ProWrestling.net. Dark match: Baron Corbin defeated Wesley Blake. Formerly, a couple of weeks ago, I gave you that's Drake Younger. Drake Younger is refereeing that match. Baron Corbin is kind of like doing a Undertaker badass kind of character right now, with a manager, what do we call it, whatever. Well, we'll go to June the 5th episode for NXT on the network. Mojo Rawley defeating Aiden English, match number 1. Number 2, Charlotte defeated Bayley. Summer Rae returned during the match. After the match, Charlotte, Summer Rae, Sasha Banks beat down Bayley. Paige Emma ran down for the save. Match number 3, Jason Jordan and Ty Dillinger defeating an enhancement team. Tyler Breeze said he will face Adrian Neville for the title when he chooses. As Tyler Breeze also showed off his new music video to accompanying him with his new entrance music. And your main event for that particular week, June 5th, Adrian Neville pinned Jesse Gabriel. After the match, Tyson Kidd came out and said he's embarrassed about how he reacted after the match at TakeOver. He asked Neville for a rematch, and Neville granted it to him. June 12th episode. Match number 1, Bayley, Paige, and Emma beat Charlotte, Summer Rae, and Sasha Banks. As Bayley got the pin on Charlotte with a roll-up win, Charlotte was kicking Summer out of the ring. So they're not saying that Charlotte has the belt. So that's telling me, and I haven't read the results from this past Thursday's live edition of the TakeOver, that Natalya is your new NXT champion. Well, match number 2, Colin Cassidy over Sylvester LaForte. Match number 3, Sami Zayn defeated Mr. NXT. The Master Cape Mr. NXT was unmasked as the banished Bo Dallas. Dallas tried to escape, but security caught him and escorted him out of the arena. Match number 4, your main event, Adrian Neville defeated Tyson Kidd to retain the NXT title. As Kidd tried to bring a chair into the ring towards the end of the match, but Natalya stopped him. June 19th episode, Alexa Bliss defeated Sasha Banks. Sasha lost when she became distracted by Charlotte and Summer Rae arguing at ringside. Match number 2, Mojo Rawley defeated Garrett Dillon. Match number 3, Aiden English and Simon Gotch squashed Angelo Dawkins and Travis Tyler. English and Gotch are called the Vol Villains. I guess that's an enhancement team that we talked about earlier, but didn't give any names. Match number 4, Tyler Breeze over Kalisto. June 26th episode, The Ascension in match number 1 defeated Sami Zayn and Tyson Kidd. Kidd walked out on Zayn and left him to take the loss. Match number 2, the Vaughn Villains won another squash match. Match number 3, Bull Dempsey defeating Xavier Woods. Match number 4, Becky Lynch pinning Summer Rae. Charlotte and Sasha Banks argued at ringside during the match. Match number 5, Colin Cassidy over Sawyer Fulton. After the match, the Legionnaires came out to confront Cassidy, which led to the return of Enzo Amore. Match number 6, Adrian Neville defeated Rob Van Dam in a clean match as Tyler Breeze was a guest commentary for that match. And that concludes my video for this week. This month for your monthly Payback pay-per-view. Thanks again. Peace out. God bless. See you when I be here. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, you better call me, bro.